hey everyone! So today I want to talk about adding integers. Alright, so integers are the number set where we have whole numbers but they are both positive and negative. So here we're dealing with different signs. So I've also written out the steps to the right over here. So same sign steps. First thing, forget the signs and then just add them as you normally would. And then the second step, the final answer takes on the sign of both numbers in the expression. So let's look at some examples here. So if I have, let's say I have 5 plus 6. All right. So I have 5 plus 6. These are both positive signs. It's positive 5 plus positive 6. So add them as you would normally. So 5 plus 6 is 11, and they're both positive numbers, so the 11 is also positive. And I think this was one of the fairly easy ones that you could see because we already do 5 plus 6. Like, you've been doing it normally, all right, as you would when you were in first or second grade, all right? Okay, now let's say we have negative 5 plus negative 6. And then sometimes in the context of your problems or situations or whatever you have, sometimes it can be written as 5 plus negative 6. All right? So just don't be discouraged. This right here means the same thing as this on top. Negative 5 plus negative 6. Now again, they take on the same signs. They're both negative numbers. So you could, again, follow the steps. Forget the signs and add as you would normally. So now this would become, we do 5 plus 6. 5 plus 6, well, we know that's 11. All right, but since the signs are both negative in this case, all right, so I have a negative here and a negative here. Since they're both negative, my final answer will not just be 11, it would be negative 11. All right. So now I would have negative 5 plus negative 6 is equal to negative 11. And again, because these two right here, the two numbers, they both have the same sign, negative. So my final answer would be negative. So this right here would be your final answer. So let me box our final answers for both problems. All right, 5 plus 6 is equal to 11, and negative 5 plus negative 6 is equal to negative 11. All right, so now I'm going to scroll down. This was adding integers if they have the same signs. Now, let's look at different signs. If we have different signs, meaning if one is positive and one is negative, and I want to add these two integers together, what do I have to do? Well, again, first step, forget the signs, and then subtract the numbers, and pretend it's like a normal subtraction problem, something that you've always seen from first and second grade. So it would be like 6 minus 5, the bigger number minus the smaller number. Then the second step would be your final answer would take on the sign of the number with the greatest absolute value. Greatest absolute value meaning the distance it is away from 0, right? Or basically the positive version of the number. Okay, so let's look at an example. Let's stick with our numbers 5 and 6. So let's say I have, it's 5 plus negative 6. Okay, so I have 5 plus negative 6. Now in this case, I have two different signs. I have a positive 5 and I have a negative 6. So let's follow our steps. So forget the signs for a minute. We will have, so if I forget the signs, I will have 5 and I have 6. And then I will take the bigger absolute value number, so that's 6 over here. That's my biggest absolute value number, 6. And then my minus my smallest absolute value number. So now I have 6 minus 5. Subtract as I would normally. 6 minus 5 is 1. And then finally, my final answer takes on the sign with the greatest absolute value. So which number had the greatest absolute value? We'll look at the positive version of the numbers that we had created, 5 and 6. 6 is the bigger absolute value number, 6. So what is the sign of 6 originally? It's negative 6. So my answer will take on a negative as well. So it's going to be, so my final answer, 5 plus negative 6 is equal to negative 1. And this would be my final answer. And again, it's because your 6 is a negative. Right? When it had the biggest absolute value, so 5 plus negative 6 is equal to negative 1, and box your final answer. Alright, thank you for watching.